Hey guys, it's Logan here with Hydra572. We haven't had story time in quite a while, but sometimes I feel like it's a good format to share a combination of different experiences with you guys. So last weekend, Chad, my dad, and I went up shooting. It was pretty snowy and cold here in Colorado, but we had picked the day earlier in the week, and rather than reschedule, we decided to just go ahead and keep the commitment. Now, our typical place to go shoot is a couple 100 yards outside a campsite. It's a good place. You get to shoot down into a hill, so there's a low chance of ricochet, and you can get 100 yards back pretty easily. It's a good place, but it does involve driving up some steep dirt roads, and in the wintertime it usually means you're going to be driving on some snow. We decided to go anyways because I've got the four-wheel drive Juke, and we thought it would be a fun experience. Well, wouldn't you know it, say a 1/16 of a mile away from our spot, I got the car stuck. It was a steep uphill turn. We had kind of been thinking the car would get stuck there anyways and we'd walk, but it did leave us having to dig the car out. Now, if you guys can remember all the way back to my zero-cost bug-out bag video, I said that I was throwing this shovel in. This is a little Coleman shovel. My mom got it for me for Christmas a while back because it costed nothing. Coleman came and did a warehouse-type sale at a store near my house. I don't know if you guys have ever had anything like that, but it's pretty cool. You get to go see all their equipment for pretty cheap. It's just a cheap little shovel. And I said I was going to throw this in my car. I didn't really have a specific purpose in mind. I'm not really a survivalist, but I do understand if you're going to be out doing survival stuff, being able to dig a hole for a lean-to, dig a hole to bury something that you need to bury, anything like that, a shovel is just an all-around good thing to have with you. Now, since I'm an idiot, I didn't throw a snow shovel of any kind in the car when we were going out shooting, so when we had to dig the car out, this was pretty much our shovel. I used this, Chad used a sog hatchet, and my dad used a stick. We dug out the car, reversed it, pulled it off the little dirt road, parked it, and we walked the rest of the way. It was no problem. We were never really in any danger, but I did learn a couple of things pretty quickly. First off, that if you're going to be digging out a car, the useful configuration for this tool is not in the shovel position, it's in this weird in-between position, because this allows you to use the spike to break up ice and dirt and clot and snow, and then you scrape it out with this side. I thought that was interesting, just thought you guys would like to know it. The second thing that I figured out is that this shovel is a 1977 piece of shit. First off, having to screw it together when you pull it out of the package when your hands are cold already because you're standing outside, that kind of blows. And then this mechanism is just not very strong. I didn't use it all that much, and let me show you guys that when I have it extended in the shovel position and I have this nut tightened as hard as I can get it, it still doesn't take all that much force to just push it the rest of the way down. The mechanism just all around isn't very strong. Now, I realized that I needed to get a different shovel in my car for survival, and that I also, when I'm out in the wintertime in Colorado, I should probably have an avalanche shovel, a mountaineering shovel, something like that, and I will be looking to purchase something like that. Now, a couple days after that, Chad and I were down at Jack's Sporting Goods looking at Smith & Wesson MP9s because I think I want to pick one up with my tax return, and while we were there, I picked up a SOG entrenchment tool. It's basically just a slightly larger and higher quality version of this shovel that's made by SOG. As you guys can see, no screwing of the handle in, it just folds out, and when you tighten this nut up, like so, it tightens this folding juncture here with the handle. Now, I'm not in love with the handle. It's a little bit too small, and I'm just not sure it's as good as being able to grip something like this. If we screw it back into that useful configuration that I said we have, sorry, you guys are going to see a lot of me just screwing nuts in this video. No homo, I promise. But anyway, in terms of just swinging it like this, it's a little bit too small. Your hand gets into this little crimp here. I'm just not sure it's going to be a really comfortable thing. Plus, if you're wearing large gloves, I think the handle might just be a little small overall. You might end up doing something like this, and then your wrist is a little bit out of line. Yeah, I'm basically whining about a folding survival shovel not being ergonomic. Anyways, I will screw the nut one more time. And you guys can see the blade of the shovel is quite a bit larger than the little Coleman. You can see the difference there. And in terms of the saw teeth, the SOG could actually cut wood. They wouldn't be a great saw, but I guess SOG has to be concerned about you not cutting the little piece of shit nylon pouch that they sell the shovel with. No, this isn't a sheath. This is a piece of shit nylon thing. Why aren't sheaths good? Why are sheaths never good? But anyways, on the Coleman, the saw teeth are just laughable. You couldn't use that to cut anything. They're soft, rounded edges. But overall, it's still not a great tool. For a survival shovel, I'm sure it would be fine if you needed to move a little bit of dirt, like I said, for a lean-to or whatnot. For really moving mass, obviously you would want something with a longer shaft and probably a more fixed shaft than a folding shaft. I think I will look at the Cold Steel Special Forces shovel, and then for winter in Colorado, I'll also pick up an avalanche shovel, a mountaineering shovel of some sort. But I did want to show the comparison between these two shovels. Just say that I do believe that I like the SOG a whole lot better, but it's still not hyper rigid, it's still not hyper high quality, but then again, I am bitching about a $12 survival shovel. So there you go. I'm glad to have the SOG. I think I will throw both of them in my bug out bag, just in case I'm with someone and we need to dig, or just to dig the car out again, because I probably won't have the mountaineering shovel when I need it, because isn't that how it always goes? But anyway, the folding mechanism on this one I do believe is higher quality, but I also haven't been out and thrashed on it yet. I probably won't take it out and thrash on it just for the purpose of a test, but don't worry, I'm sure I'll need a shovel again sometime soon. So that has been story time. I hope you guys have enjoyed a little bit of feedback. I don't know if there's a name for this Coleman shovel. I don't know if they have a part number. Coleman's a little bit nebulous that way, the way that lower cost, lower quality companies tend to be. But the Coleman folding shovel, it did do its job, but now it is already starting to deteriorate. The metal around the edge is starting to dent and whatnot. However, it will go back in my bag, and it can be my second string JV shovel. I will be testing out a couple more shovels, probably get the Cold Steel Special Forces shovel, just because I would really love to see if I can throw that thing into plywood or into fruit for a zombie video, something like that. And this will go in the bug out bag. If I ever need to use it, I will tell you guys how it went. So I hope you guys found that somewhat entertaining, my rambling behind the camera. Yeah, this has been a time that Logan got the car stuck and then made a 7-minute video talking about it. Thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for more of the same.